Welcome to Trailblazers show right here on the wireless. My name is Nongauza, and today we're talking all things hiking, fitness levels, and the beauty of the outdoors. I am joined by the amazing Angelique and Mario in studio, who will be sharing everything hiking experience and nature, of course. Good afternoon, guys. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Sam.
How are you guys doing?
Well, thanks, and you?
I'm very well,
Thanks
thank
for the
you.
invitation.
All right. Well, before we get to hiking and everything nature, I would like to know who Angie and Mario are and what do they do outside hiking.
So I am Angelique Tim. I work at Glendore Sand and Stone. I do aggregate and stone sales for them for the last 11 years. Yeah.
Nice. And Mario?
And I'm in retail. I've been in retail for about 30 odd years with the last current company, which is one of the large national retailers with a bit of an international footprint. I've been with them just over 18 years now.
Right. Awesome. All right. Now let's get to For the Love of Nature. When did For the Love of Nature begin and why?
So we were previous hike leaders at for one of the hiking tribes in Port Elizabeth. Lots of times because you're catering for the public,
Yes.
you almost dictated on which trails you have to do.
Yes.
So because you're catering for the public and their fitness levels and stuff like that. So we were, which was a fantastic platform, especially newcomers, because they're so enthusiastic that they're out on the trails and they're having so much fun, and they start becoming regulars with you, and you can see their growth. So that was really, really rewarding. But felt like we were limited to the trails that we were exposing ourselves to.
Okay.
You know?
All right.
Yeah, so, and this For the Love of Nature is really still in its infancy. I mean, we started the page on a whim on the 8th of December last year only.
Yes.
Because we wanted to carry on sharing, our experiences and sharing our love of hiking.
Yes.
Without that constraint of being told where to go and hike. We wanted to share all different types of hikes, catering for all different levels, and encouraging people to go and join clubs. We are not affiliated with any one club. We hike where we want, when we want, and then we share those experiences. We're available for advice. So our basic aim is to be a local tourism hiking ambassador. So someone coming down from Gauteng to PE on holiday, they're a hiker, they want to know where to go and hike. One-stop shop. They can find a club to join. They can find a hike to go and do on their own if they're that experienced and brave enough. One-stop ambassador shop.
Okay. Wow.
And we also do quite a few videos, and so you basically know what you let yourself in for before you even tackle the hike.
Right. Awesome. So based on your skilled experience, right? Based on your skill experience, how do you choose the best trail for your skill and interest?
That basically comes with experience once you get to know yourself as a hiker.
Okay.
So best advice is always join a club, start with one or two easy hikes and see how you cope.
Yes.
And then trust your gut from there. If you're doing an easy hike and you're going, this is too easy, it's actually a little bit on the boring side, maybe try and step up to a moderate, find a bit more of a challenge. But trust your gut as to what you're capable of and push yourself a little bit, because we find that those that do are always surprised.
Yes.
They always think, oh no, I can only do an easy, I'm not fit enough, I'm not strong enough, I haven't got enough experience. But when you're with a club, you have all that support.
Definitely.
And they will push you to the next level, and you'll grow in confidence. And as you get to know the trails and as you get to know the people, so you will grow. So it's a case of how you start, but just keep going.
All right. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, you guys talk about also For the Love of Nature talks about telling people what to expect on hikes and nature. What are some of the expectations that people should look out for during a hike?
That's quite a broad question.
Okay.
Because, it's I think hiking is a very personal experience. So
Yes.
people hike for various reasons. It could be fitness. It could be to challenge their bodies to see how far they can push themselves.
Yes.
Some people want to escape, just to get out on the trails and forget about life and stresses and stuff. And then some people hike as a social connect with people.
Yes.
So it's so based on that, it's depending on what you're hiking for.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on that's what your expectations are. So personally, I hike for fitness,
Okay.
and actually it helped so much with my anxiety because
Yes.
like once you're on the trail for the first kilometer or two, you start concentrating on where you're putting your footing,
Yes.
and you're out in nature, you're seeing little flowers, and it's just takes your mind completely off everything that's been bothering you. So that's one of the main reasons that I hike.
All right, that's awesome. Okay, so now what are your most or preferred weather conditions for hiking?
Generally speaking, a nice winter's day.
Really?
Yes. The weather is a lot more stable, it's a lot more cooler, and the heat can be a killer. Ask me, I did a 20-kilometer yesterday in the heat with a friend,
Wow.
and that heat was the sort of most draining factor that made us stop a few times, find a sort of shady spot under a tree, and just take a break from the heat.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how early you start. On a day like yesterday, it's going to get hot before you finish a 5-6 hour hike. Whereas in winter, you can start at 7 o'clock, sun is just coming up,
Yes.
but you can carry on until 3-4 in the afternoon if you want to, because it's a nice warm winter's day. It doesn't get extreme.
Okay.
And it's not much wind and stuff also that you exposed to in winter. I think it's a lot, like you said, a lot more stable. I still prefer winter, but like for the hike that we did on Saturday,
Yes.
you definitely need a summer's day, because we did Sand River on Saturday, and there you are swimming like 80% of the hike. So you want to have a little bit of heat and summer when you're doing that trail. So it's definitely a summer trail.
Oh, wow. All right. Awesome. So, as an information platform for hiking and nature, what are some of the environmental things that hikers do, unintentionally, of course, negatively towards the environment?
Okay, so the simple answer here is follow the leave no trace principle. So if you take something out with you, don't throw things away. Put them in your pocket, put them in your backpack, throw in a dustbin at the end. And by that, we're not just talking about paper littering and that. Even if you're going to eat a banana on the trail, don't
Yes.
throw the peel out there. It's not a natural thing. It's a natural thing that will degrade, but it doesn't belong in that environment.
Okay.
So, and other simple things, people, you find a place to take a break, and someone wants to move a rock around so they can have a better seat. But underneath that rock is something's house. Something lives there.
Yes.
Don't leave things as you find them. Don't move things around. Just go and appreciate it. Leave it alone. Don't pick flowers because they're pretty and you want to take them home.
Yeah, that's very common.
It's just simple things. Leave no trace. You were never there. You should never have been there.
Okay. Well, that's very good. So, are there any hiking techniques that listeners can take, in order to take their hiking experiences into another level?
There's plenty of hiking techniques. People will tell you when you're going downhill, turn your feet at a 45-degree angle so that you have a wider grip and you don't slip and slide. Other people will tell you when you're going downhill, use a pole and go straight. Walk like you normally do.
Yes.
My advice is that all of those techniques work.
Okay.
But they all work under different circumstances, on different terrain. So try them all, learn what works for you and learn what works on different types of terrain. I've heard recently a technique that I learned about is when you're going uphill is to take shorter steps. A lot of people try and push themselves uphill, taking long strides.
Yes.
Apparently, when you take short steps, it uses a different set of muscles which don't get tired as quickly.
Yes.
I've tried it in the last 2 or 3 hikes that I've been on. It seems to work for me, but it might not work for the next person. So try it, see what works for you, and use those techniques.
What?
And there's also no shame if you're not feeling secure, especially going downhill, to sit on your butt and shimmy down. There is no shame in that whatsoever.
We do it all the time. I'd rather that than slip, fall, and hurt yourself.
Okay, all right. Well, you also give some advices. So what are some of the important advices that you have shared with people regarding nature and hiking?
I always tell people the harder the hike, the more beautiful.
Okay.
If you want to have these beautiful views, you need to go up.
Okay.
So if you don't get what you expect out of hiking in the beginning, don't give up, you'll get there. So that is the actual advice, is don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
You start off with something easy. The views may not be as spectacular as you expect, or these videos that you see, pictures that you see from tops of mountains. Don't get those kind of expectations on your first easy hike that you're doing. You'll get there.
Yeah.
And as with any sport, you're not going to become hiking fit by doing it once a week, occasionally, doing easy hikes. If you want to get hiking fit and you want to get to that next level, you've got to push yourself a little bit. You've got to do a little bit during the week, whether it be walking the dog or just going for a walk around the neighborhood. It's about just getting that those energy levels going, getting that endurance going. Best advice though, get up, get started. Once you're doing it, you'll love it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's I think the hardest part is starting.
Yes.
You always have all kinds of excuses why you can't join.
Yes.
But that's the hardest part on hiking, is actually just making your mind up and starting. And once you get over that, you're going to be amazed at what is out there, and you might even surprise yourself.
Yeah. Join a club.
Yes.
Especially in the beginning. They can teach you so much. Most of them don't charge you a joining fee to be part of their club.
Okay.
They might charge you a small nominal hiking fee per hike, so it's a pay per hike if you want to call it that.
Mm-hmm.
Some are free completely depending on, and only charge you a venue fee if the venue charges a fee.
Yes.
So hiking doesn't have to be expensive.
Okay. Right, that's awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me on Trailblazers. It was an amazing chat, and I am looking forward to more hiking trails. Thank you so much for joining us on the wireless.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.